The Wells Fargo Autograph Journey card could become one of the best beginner travel cards on the market, but it is not at that level quite yet. Let's take a look at the card to see if it makes sense for you to have in your wallet and if the $95 annual fee is worth it. I do want to point out that it is a good thing that the annual fee is not over $100. We've seen other credit cards recently like the American Express Hilton Surpass card increasing its annual fee from under $100 to $150, and so it was nice to see that this mid-tier travel card is going to be $95 right now. And now for the welcome bonus, you are going to earn 60,000 Wells Fargo points when you spend $4,000 in the first 3 months of holding this card. This is a very decent offer. It's not anything crazy. It's not anything terribly bad. It's kind of just right in the middle of all of those. I mean, it is the exact same offer that is typically found on the Chase Sapphire Preferred. Usually that offer is 60,000 Chase points when you spend $4,000 in the first 3 months. It'll be interesting to see if this welcome offer ever goes above 60,000 points or goes below 60,000 points. We just know that 60,000 points is the standard offer as of filming this video. It now makes sense for pretty much anybody to hold this card in year 1 because of that welcome offer, but in years 2 and 3 and beyond, what other value are we going to get from this card? Well, there is a $50 airline annual credit, which is actually really nice. I was not expecting to have a credit that is this good. This is going to be an annual statement credit of $50 when you make a purchase through an airline. I couldn't find the exact wording on the Wells Fargo website, but I do believe this is going to be card member year and not a calendar year. I would assume that every 12 months you would get a new $50 to purchase with an airline, and then you would get a statement credit back into your account. And this credit would be earned all at once, and so you can't make a $40 purchase at an airline. Let's say you're checking a bag and it costs $40. You would not get reimbursed $40 from this card. You have to spend $50 or more, and then they will give you the full statement credit. Like I previously said, I think this statement credit is great, and there is fantastic value here because you usually have to pay at least $50 for airline purchases every year, depending on your travel habits, but I know I certainly do, and so it's really easy to use this up. You don't have to jump through a whole lot of hoops to get $50. Of course, we'll cover the negatives about this card, but for right now, let's keep things positive. We have these spending categories, and you are going to be earning 5 times points on hotel purchases. This is absolutely fantastic. You will also earn 4 times points on airlines. This is really good. You will be earning 3 times points on travel and 3 times points on dining and 1 times points on everything else. There is probably going to be a distinction between travel and transit with the autograph journey, so you would not be earning 3 times points on transit like you would with the $0 annual fee autograph card from Wells Fargo that earns 3 times points in travel and transit, and then the 3 times points on a dining. This is okay, but there's so many no annual fee cards that are going to offer 3 times points in a dining that it really isn't going to make a big difference here. There are some pretty good benefits with this card. The first one being no foreign transaction fees. This is extremely nice because it is a travel card, and so I would expect this, but it's not always guaranteed. And it's also a Visa, so you know if a place accepts credit cards worldwide, they'll probably accept this one. This card also has cell phone protection, and I do think this is a pretty nice perk. It looks to be better than a lot of other cards because it does cover the damage and theft, and you only have to pay a $25 deductible as long as you paid for your cell phone plan in the previous month before something happened to your phone. Wells Fargo also states that there is going to be travel protections things like trip cancellation insurance up to $15,000. You can also move your rewards. So yes, this card, the $95 Autograph Journey, will earn Wells Fargo points, and your $0 annual fee autograph card will earn those same Wells Fargo points. You can also earn cash back through the Active Cash Card, earning 2% cash back on every purchase. You will be able to move your rewards between your cards. I don't know the exact details on this because I don't currently have any Wells Fargo cards of my own, but people have said you can move your cash back to the autograph card, and then those points will be pooled with your Autograph Journey card that you can use to transfer out to travel partners. And yes, let's talk about those transfer partners. And I will have to say that the first iteration of transfer partners on the Wells Fargo program, well, they are just simply not good at all. Some of these programs are good just by themselves, like Flying Blue, Air France, and KLM. That is a really solid program. You also have British Airways, and with that you have Iberia and Aer Lingus, and then you also have Avianca, and those are your airline partners. It absolutely would be nice to see Wells Fargo in the future add more transfer partners, and they have actually promised that they will add more throughout the year 2024. It'll be really interesting to see what partners they add. I'm really rooting for Air Canada to be on that list, maybe some Virgin Atlantic, and a couple other ones would be really nice, especially American Airlines. And then as far as the hotel partners, there's only one right now, and it is one that I predicted would happen, and that is Choice Hotels. Right now on the Wells Fargo website, you can see that points will transfer from Wells Fargo points to airline and hotel partners at a 1-to-1 ratio. But there's been a lot of talk on websites, if you just search on Google Autograph Journey, that the Wells Fargo points will transfer to Choice Hotels at a 1-to-2 ratio. I don't know anything about this because I'm just reading right off the Wells Fargo website and there is no mention of that. So it'll be interesting to see if that actually is true. While we're talking about transferring points to airline and hotel partners, I do want to mention that using this card for your hotel and airline purchases might be way better than using your co-branded airline and hotel cards. Let's jump back to those spending categories. 5 times points that you get for using this card for hotels. Well, the top tier Marriott card, the Marriott Brilliant card, only earns 6 times Marriott points when you use that card at Marriott properties. Well, that might be okay for some people, but using the Autograph Journey card would be way better than that, because earning 5 times points in your transferable currency is much better in my opinion than earning 6 times Marriott points. And then as far as the 4 times points you're going to be earning for airlines, well, this card can beat out a lot of your airline cards too, because I just got approved for one of the United credit cards and I'm excited to get it, but it has terrible earning and only earns 2 times points on United flights, and earning 4 times Wells Fargo points on United flights would be way better than earning 2 times points on United purchases. And then of course I could use my Wells Fargo points to transfer out to any partner that I want that they currently have on their list. Moving into more of the fine print about this card, I know a lot of people will be viewing this video as soon as it comes out, and a lot of people will be viewing this for months to come. So just very quickly, the schedule on the Autograph Journey card on March 9th, that's when it will launch in select Wells Fargo branches. I don't have a list of locations right now, and so you might want to wait for March 20th, and that is when it is going to launch publicly online. So this could be a great time to sign up for this card if you really think it's going to be worth it for you. And of course we'll get more into who this card is actually for a little bit later on in this video. And then on April 4th, that is when transfer partners are going to be released, and you can now transfer your points to the partners that I just previously mentioned. And then of course, maybe one day, pretty soon, Wells Fargo will announce more transfer partners coming to their ecosystem. Going deeper into the fine print, I found that you may not be approved for a Wells Fargo credit card if you have opened a Wells Fargo account within the last 6 months. So you aren't 100% guaranteed that you will be denied for a credit card if you have been approved for a Wells Fargo card in the last 6 months, but that is something to be aware of. Wells Fargo also states that they may limit the amount of accounts you have with them. So let's say that you do have an autograph card, active cash card, a Choice Hotels card, and you also have an old business card or two. Well, they may not want to approve you for the fifth or sixth card you have with them, and so just be aware of that. The minimum credit limit that you will be approved for with this card is $2,000. This is actually lower than I was expecting for a card like this. With the Chase Sapphire Preferred, the minimum credit limit that you will be approved for is $5,000, and this just means that if Chase doesn't want to give you $5,000 of credit limit, well, they just won't approve you for the card. So of course this is all just speculation on my part, and I don't have any data to back this up, but it does appear that this card may be easier to get approved for than other cards of similar caliber. Again, do not take that as advice. That is just me thinking about it out loud. Something else that I found interesting and should point out is that the points you earn on the Autograph Journey will not expire. This is not a change in how Wells Fargo works. I don't believe their points have ever expired, but it is nice to know that with this card, hey, your points will always be there after you earn them until you use them up. So with all of that said, who is this card for? Well, number one, I would say people that are new to travel credit cards and may be familiar with Wells Fargo. I would say that the best card to get if you're starting at looking at travel credit cards would probably be the Chase Sapphire Preferred. But if you don't currently have a travel card, you may consider the Autograph Journey as something that you would want to sign up for. This card is also for people that have not gotten a Wells Fargo card recently, and that is due to the 6-month soft rule saying that you may not be approved for this card if you have been approved for a Wells Fargo card in the last 6 months. Other Wells Fargo card holders may love this card. If you want a simple strategy of earning a ton of Wells Fargo points, other Wells Fargo card holders may really like this card. Other people that might want to sign up for this card is if you have a ton of credit cards from other issuers like Chase, American Express, Capital One. If you are struggling to find a new card out there with a nice welcome bonus, well, this card might be for you because 60,000 Wells Fargo points, even though the transfer partners aren't really that great right now, 60,000 points is still pretty good. So the question is this card right for me? Well, right now I would say the transfer partners, it's really a big hit to this card, honestly. Them being not so great, even though there are a couple good options. I would say before I even make a decision on this card, I would like to see if the transfer partners get better in a few months from now. I would also like to see other data points from other people signing up for this card and using it for a little bit to see if they like it or if there are problems with this card. I also want to see Wells Fargo come out with their upcoming business cards, because that page on the Wells Fargo website, I've been staring at it for a while, saying that there are business cards coming soon. So I want to see those cards come out, see what they look like, and then make my decision on the Autograph Journey card. And also I'm worried about Chase 524. This is a personal card, and so it will affect the amount of Chase cards I'm able to get in the future. And so that's another reason why I'm going to have to stay away for now. Speaking of Chase, I do have 8 of their credit cards, and I recently made a video talking about all of those and my plan to maybe get a couple more. That video is right there if you want to check it out. And if you want to check out any links in the description for affiliate links or referral links to credit cards, that will help out the channel in a huge way if you decide to just click on them and learn more about the cards. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.